three.
Hi.
How are you? Oh my gosh, we're nervous every time. There's no sense of relief. You made it to the final three. Yes, round of applause for you all. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's bring in our jury. I'm going to sit down because we're going to be here for a while. So we're bringing our chair over, friends. You think? Yeah, I think. So round again, final three. Jury applause. These rounds again, final three. Today is the day that you all have been waiting for, the long-awaited moment where the jury takes to question the three of you, ask you some things, maybe make some comments, and then at the end of tonight, they will be deciding who wins season 2 of Ballvivor, what you all have been working towards since September of this year. Round of applause for that. So, very exciting night, lots of fun. Which of our three lucky finalists would like to go first? Okay. Ready. Hi, the 3 minutes starts now.
Hi.
I want to spend my time showcasing some highlights of my game and why I think I made it to this chair and deserve to win. Before I start, my intention with all of this final tribal council is to be honest and share what I was thinking in that moment of the game, because you all deserve the truth from all three of us at this point. Starting week 1, I worked with Hannah and Elliot and worked together for the whole game, most of it. Our strategy was for all of us to be in different pockets of the game so no one would see us three as an alliance, and so that we could all get different information and make the best decision on what everyone was thinking. Prior to merging, I found the Mayor hidden immunity idol and shared that with my alliance as a safety net for us. My game flipped upside down when Hannah was voted out. My biggest regret in the game was not using my idol to save her. By Hannah whispering before she left that she had the idol, that took all the eyes off of me. Without that move, I would probably be sitting in the jury with you all, so thank you, Hannah, for that. After that vote, I knew that Ellie and I were in trouble. We had to create a plan that would not put us two working together and place ourselves in a way that we would be getting as much information as we could. I decided to share with everyone that I used my advantage to peek at Elliot's vote to say that he voted for Hannah, when in fact he voted for Gail to leave. That move really separated Elliot and I to play our game. I then started meeting with Aaron and Kaden, and Elliot was meeting with Blake, Gail, and Casey, and we were able to get a lot of information in the game by being aligned with different people. I was told the next vote was going to be Elliot, and even though we tried to divide the Power 5 alliance that existed then, we couldn't. I gave my idol to Elliot to ensure that he would stay in the game because I would be toast if I lost him at that very moment. At this point, I was at the bottom of the game. I voted in the minority twice in a row and knew that something had to change or I was going to be the next person to leave. The four started to crumble and started turning on each other. While I wasn't in the position to make these moves, I won immunity that arguably showed that I was playing one of the best social games out of everyone. I was always in the loop of the information once that started happening and used this time to create connections with both Kaden and Casey, which would prove to be beneficial to help me get to the end of the game. When we got down to Final 5, I became the deciding vote. Kaden and Casey thought I was going to vote with them, and Elliot and Blake thought I was voting them. I made the decision to vote out my number one ally, simply because he would have demolished me at the end, and I think we all know that. And my path to the final 3 was much easier working with these two than working with Blake and Elliot. So after voting Elliot out, I knew no matter who won immunity that I had a very good shot of sitting here in the final 3. If you would like me to explain any more of my game or any more of those moves, please, I hope you would ask me those questions and let me explain myself. I want to thank you for playing the game with us. We wouldn't be sitting here without all of your contributions to the game and everything you did for us. I want to thank you for that. And no matter what, I hope that you all will vote for the person who you thought played the best game, no matter who it is sitting here today.
All right, who's next? Okay. You're on in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everybody. My game kind of was a roller coaster for me. I'm gonna be blatantly honest. In the beginning, I've never watched Survivor. I 100% based this entire thing off of Total Drama Island, which is nothing like what happened. I started working with the first people that I talked to. That didn't really work out for me. And throughout that, I just was, right after my merge happened, I kind of crumbled in on myself. For 3 weeks, I pretty much thought I was done. And then out of nowhere, I started to realize what I need to do to win, how I can win, getting all these big players out, trying to work with as many people as possible. I think one of the biggest things that helped me a lot was at the very end, that big Sunday that we had, winning the food challenge and then winning the final challenge in a row. Both of them being my first immunity idols I've gotten through the whole season, which got me to where I am at this moment. Really helped. A lot of people that I worked with, Aaron, Blake, Payton. I never talked to Casey, but I feel like we had a mutual understanding. Alyssa. I almost said Alyssa. I never really talked to Alyssa, but Alyssa was cool. Ashley, Zach, Lizzie, everyone of past, before merge and everything. Really was just a fun thing to do together. I did want to preface that I did get voted for least deserving to be here, but then I also got voted most unexpected, which I feel definitely gave me that drive to continue to go further. I also never got a vote in my name the entire season. So my whole thing was to kind of play under the radar, which worked in the beginning. And sadly, I did vote out both Aaron and Blake, who I thought were two of my biggest allies in the game towards the end, which was a really good move in my part, but I feel like they both definitely had a little bit of distrust in me once I did that, which I completely understand. I really want to congratulate everyone, both the jury and all three of us being here. Everyone played an amazing game. Everyone played together, I guess. There really wasn't a lot of fights except for the Elliot and Aaron incident. But I really think this was one of the best experiences for my first semester, and I'm really glad that I got to meet everyone here.
All right, it's time. Ready? Nope. Too bad. Yep. Your minute starts now.
Okay, so I would also like to congratulate everyone. We really did play an amazing game, and all of you guys as well. My strategy throughout this whole thing, just like Kaden, I also have never watched Survivor, so I came in blind. I know, and my strategy was literally to watch everyone else's game and sort of figure out the ropes. So by doing that, I just stayed quiet as much as I could. As much as I talked, I did try to stay quiet. But voting Alyssa out was one of my biggest, my first step into really playing the game, I think, because as everyone knows, we are really close friends. So I wanted to show that I'm in it to play the game and actually want to be here. After that, becoming really close with Danny, and I kind of followed his lead for most of the time, and I felt that everyone saw me as like his little just follow along, and I sort of felt like everyone thought I was kind of dumber, so I just played dumb, and it was working, so I just went with it. So talking to Aaron and Blake, and that was another tough decision to decide to vote Aaron out, but it was what I had to do to guarantee that I was going to keep going in the game, because I knew that he was a strong force, I guess. But I don't know what's it called, competitor. So, and then Elliot, again, I started using him and working with him, and actually learned a lot through his playing of game, and really seriously just followed your guys' lead, and it really helped me play my game. And towards the end, got a little bit more strategic with talking to Payton. Again, I didn't talk to Kaden much, but we definitely did have a mutual understanding of we both just are kind of under the radar, and I noticed that about him, so we just kept to ourselves, and it worked out for both of us. But I am open to answering all the questions you guys have about my game, and yeah, I just tried to outwit, outplay, and outlast, and I yield.
I was gonna ask, so. Let's welcome to the stage our first juror, Alyssa. Okay, whenever you start.
Well, first I want to say congratulations, you guys made it here. I know there's a lot of envious people that are sitting over there. Kaden, my first questions are to you. Obviously, me and you know, we go way back from where. So I just want to let you know that I respect that you are the only one sitting here that didn't really have to betray anyone to get to where you are. Going off of that, do you feel like proud of how you played?
I do feel proud. I do feel a little guilty voting at the end. Four of the Polaire people that were still together out. I felt bad voting all of us out, but that's when I started to realize that I needed to play my own game at this point. So I do feel proud that I was able to come back and win it for myself and be the only one of us here.
Do you think playing with that strategy like put less of a target on your back, or did you feel like it put more of a target?
It definitely, I felt like it did put less of a target on my back, even though a couple weeks I did hear people saying my name. I was never put in the box once, so I feel like it did help of kind of staying back and letting the bigger people do the plays while I kind of went with it while also trying to do my own plays.
Casey, my next questions are to you. Obviously, you and Danny had a pretty strong alliance going since merge and before merge. I think people started to find out that we were close, and it kind of turned into almost like a threat. So I contribute that factor of me getting out. Also, I was just wondering if it felt good that Danny voted off everyone he saw as a threat, but kept you close because he didn't consider you a threat at all.
Damn. Not really thought about that, but yeah, no, I guess. His karma came to him when I had to vote him out.
Did you think he was like a serious ally? Did you see yourself in the end with him?
I did see him as a serious ally, but once we started working with Blake and Aaron, I knew that the game was going to be changing. And then once I heard Elliot tell me that my name's been thrown out, and I knew that Danny wanted to take Kaden in the end, I kind of, then the trust kind of started to divvy, and that's when I was sort of okay with voting him out, even though he was my closest alliance.
Did you feel bad when you voted him out, or did you see it as a step forward in the...
I felt terrible, like just emotionally, but I knew that if I didn't do that, I wouldn't be sitting here, and he probably would.
How about when you were getting close with Elliot, did you feel bad for him? For Elliot? Yeah, or were you like, could you see yourself in the end with him too?
In the end, no. I felt if it were like between me and Elliot, I guess it would have been between us. Like it wouldn't have been both of us sitting here. And if it was both of us sitting here, I think he would have a leg up in his strategies.
And my last question is, if you could play the whole game over and change one thing, what would you change?
I think I would have tried to Probably like do a little bit more research and like take it a little bit more seriously. Like I definitely took it seriously, but it didn't really kick in until towards the end when I realized, oh shit, like I'm actually kind of doing well. Like I'm getting pretty close to the end. I mean, just like merge, like that's when it kind of kicked in that like I need to be better. So I wish I would have taken that a little bit more seriously.
So you wouldn't have not voted me off?
I wish we could have worked together, but I just know that we would have easily been targeted because we are so close. So I wish I didn't have to vote you off, but I just knew that was what was best for my game. I'm sorry.
And Payton, I don't really have much to say to you, but I know the very first night you voted for the other hand first to get off, right? And then, I wasn't surprised when you voted me off like the second time. But I do respect, like your speech was really good. And congratulations again, guys. How are you?
Okay, next up.
Okay, hi Final Three. I first want to use my time to congratulate you on making it there. No matter how you got there, you're there for a reason, and we're not. So congrats on that. I'm proud of all of you no matter who wins. However, I do have to interrogate you. So we're going to begin with Kaden, if you don't mind. Kaden, you mentioned in your Final Three speech that you had to get the big players out. Who did you define as a big player in this game, and why?
The three or four big people that I thought had a very high chance of winning if they got to the end were Aaron, Elliot, Blake, and Danny, the final four people that were voted out. Watching their game and how they played and how many people they were connected with and talking to, it really was intimidating because they had all these people that even if they went to the jury, they probably still had that bond, I guess, with them. I know I had that kind of with Aaron and Blake, but it was really towards that end I started again thinking of how I can win over my teammates.
Okay. And then you also mentioned that, and obviously we were all proud of you when you won two individuals, which was at the very end of the game. However, why did you wait so long to play your game?
Yeah, that's a good question. Because I didn't really feel like I was playing a game at all. First merge challenge, I really didn't know what I was doing. I was kind of still in shock of hearing my name and getting that fear. Second challenge, what was the second challenge? I forget the second merge challenge. But a lot of the merge challenges, I really didn't feel like I had a chance by myself. I really felt, because that was when I felt like I was done, so I didn't really have that drive to try to finish it by myself. Again, then once I started getting to the end, I started getting that drive to, win, get this done. And that's when I, again, started to get closer and closer with the partner challenge that we had, where we brought somebody in. I felt like I was getting really close to the end, and then Elliot came out of nowhere. But again, the eating challenge, I thought I was done for when the baby food came up, and then I didn't give up. But yeah.
I do want to get to the other things, but I do respect your game, and no matter how you got there, I do respect it. So congrats. Payton, your turn. So, I wanted to ask, because I really wasn't in your game practically at all, so I can interrogate with myself. Okay, so my first question, and kind of only question for you, because I think you played a great game to say the least. Did you play more of an individual game or take a back seat in other people's games?
I think at first I took a back seat because I didn't want to give a reason for people to want to vote me out and be a target. And I think I stepped into the driver's seat when I needed to and then quickly stepped back into the back seat. So I think up until about Aaron getting voted out. I was probably in the back seat of a couple people's cars. And then I think I started thinking about my individual game when I voted Elliot out.
Okay. Again, I think no matter how you got there, I think you're there for a reason, and whether we all know it or not, you played a great game. So congrats on that. Your turn, Casey. Again, I wasn't really in your game practically at all, so I get free say whatever I want. Anyway. So, did you feel like turning on your alliance members put you in a good place going into the tribal council?
I definitely do. I think it showed that I really do feel like a lot of people felt like I was just listening in, which I kind of was, again, doing the back seat kind of thing, but I think voting other people out showed that I had initiative and I had a goal in the end to be here.
And then why did you wait so long to play your game? Same question that I gave Kaden.
Like I said, I mean, I think I didn't really know what I was doing, so I was mostly trying to take in what everyone else was doing. And then I saw that, I don't know, that I kind of had a chance. So that's when I really stepped in and started playing harder.
Okay, that's all I got. Yep, thanks. Congrats.
Hey, Hannah. Are you ready? Hi, babes.
Congrats.
Casey, start with you. Good vibes only for you. At what point of the game did you decide Mayor Strong wasn't going to work for you, and why?
I think it was like Danny started talking to Blake and Aaron, and he just mentioned that we were going to do that. It was like soon after the merge. I think we had 1 or 2 meetings with Mayor, and then we met with them, and I kind of didn't think it was like anything serious. I was still thinking Mayor Strong, and then Danny and I talked about it, and we thought we had a better chance going with Aaron and Blake, and we figured we would have better numbers getting further in the game with them.
Are you worried that the jury is full of people that you pissed off throughout the game?
I definitely think a couple people probably aren't happy with the way that I voted sometimes, but I hope that they understand that it's what I needed to do in my game, because at the end of the day, it is a personal game. I hope there's no hard feelings, but yeah, probably it does scare me a little bit that I did make people mad. I hope we've gotten over it.
All right, Kaden. Wow. You're just a question mark to me. I don't understand, but proud. But what are you proudest of from your game?
I think that last day was the biggest moment for me. Both times in both challenges, I had a moment where I thought that I wasn't going to be able to win. Especially on that last one, being the last person to get up to the top. I was like, I didn't know what it was going to be. I thought everyone was going to be pretty much done. And then I got up there and it was that slide puzzle, and I was like, I've never beaten one ever since I was like 6, so this is probably not the one for me. But I was probably one of my proudest moments.
Thank you. Payton. All right, so if I was so important to your game, why didn't you play the immunity idol on me when you knew my name was on the chopping block?
Fair question. I talked with Casey at that live tribal council, and she was like wishy-washy of who she was voting for, so that gave me a little hope. I had no reason not to trust Danny and Casey at that point. But right before Taylor said it's time to vote, Elliot leaned over to me and said, "Hi, Hannah's getting voted out. What do we do?" And I froze, and I honestly just got really scared because I didn't know if it was going to be the right moment, and I didn't want the security blanket that we had together, knowing we were on the bottom, to be gone so early in the game. So I was just scared, really, to play it.
Okay, and can you convince me of how you did not piggyback throughout the game until Elliot got voted out?
Oh gosh, yeah. I think it's really hard to play like a game by yourself and get to the end. So I feel like you have to have people that you trust. And I think we all piggybacked off of each other. I think earlier in the game, you all definitely were playing more of an outward-facing game, and I was playing more of an inward-facing game. But I think once you got voted off, that changed my mentality of how I had to play to benefit both of us. So then I think that's when I started to not piggyback. But I think if I fully went by myself and tried to make all the moves, I'd be sitting over there and not right here. So there's some level of aspect that I had to piggyback because I thought I would be an easy vote out. But on the same, I think I did that once you got voted out.
Well, are you?
Hi everybody, how are you doing today? You're almost halfway through, you feeling good? Sure. You feel good about where you're sitting? So I was wondering just a few things about Survivor. So it says outwit, outplay, and outlast. So I would like each of you to tell me a time that you outwitted someone, a time that you outplayed someone, and a time that you outlasted someone.
Okay, thanks.
Sure.
I guess I should start with the first, outwit. Sadly, I guess one of the biggest ones that I did was Aaron, because we had talked about being final two together, and that day that he was voted out, we had talked, and he asked me if I would vote for him, and I said maybe, and I was like, this is it. That's the moment that I just broke everything with Aaron. And I felt very bad for both voting for him and even before. Outplay would have to be the food challenge with Blake. We were very close at the end, pretty much seconds between each other, and I got it before he did, just by a single spoon. And then outlast, I don't even know. I would say either in my brain, Danny or Elliot were one of the bigger two people that I thought would have a bigger rap and would get very far and very close, which they did. A couple times I thought that they might turn on me and vote me out since I was one of the easier votes to get. But I made it past both of them, and I feel very proud about outlasting both of them.
Great question. I need to look on here so I don't forget. I think I outwitted because I never once felt comfortable in the game. Even though I felt comfortable with the people that I had around me to some point, once I was voted in the minority twice, I knew that I had to keep playing the game and I couldn't keep feeling comfortable in the game. And that was my big drive to keep pushing and keep talking and keep thinking. Outplay. I think I made a lot of people think that I wasn't playing the game, and by that I think I outplayed them. I think a lot of my game was behind closed doors, which in a case like this is not very fun because no one really knows what I did. But I think I outplayed by not making it so public about who I was working with or what I was doing. And outlast, this game is about flipping at the right time, and I think I flipped at the right time to ensure my seat here and a chance to win. So, yeah.
What's outwit? Okay. I think, hi. Okay. For outwit, I would say we were both AFABs, is that what it was? Is that what it is called? So we both, I was the last girl. I blasted, I outwitted the boys, I guess. Outlast, I outlasted Elliot, and to me that is a huge accomplishment because I literally thought he was like this Einstein for Survivor, and so Ballvivor, and so that is definitely pat myself on the back for that. Outplay, I did not win one single challenge, sadly, but I played so hard in all of them. I actually tried my hardest. The ping pong ball, I won. I was close, but obviously didn't make it. I ate bugs. So yeah.
Okay. So I was also wondering if there was a specific like tribe or alliance that each of you could accredit like part of your success. If you had to pick like one team that was like, this helped me grow within Ballvivor. This helped me get to this seat. And that's like whether it's Mayor or Puer or what's the third one? Yeah.
Quick answers because you have 20 seconds.
I think I couldn't really pick one because I think each was a stepping stone. For Mayor, we all made it really far as a team. Then it switched to Danny helping me, and then later on it was myself and everyone else hoping trust.
Amazing. Well, thank you.
Hi, congratulations. That might be the nicest thing I say to you tonight. So, I'm going to start with Kaden. So Kaden, in my just view of the game, you and Gail were very similar because you both were always kind of thrown out there to be voted for. Gail got their Leonardo DiCaprio moment while you were like the Susan Lucci and never actually got eliminated. But my one question for you is, I'm still kind of confused. I want to know like a move that you yourself created and like it was your idea to do besides the fact you following other people. Like I want to know something that you specifically came up with and like came into fruition.
That's a tough question. I mean, I did piggyback. I'm not gonna say I didn't. I did piggyback with Aaron and Blake a lot when merge happened. I followed a lot of what they were saying. I brought up, sadly, between the three of us, I don't know if they'd already thought about it, I did bring up Kirsten in that moment between the three of us. There has never been a very large orchestrated moment of voting somebody out that I have done for everyone. I had made a plan of who people I wanted to vote out. I had asked people about voting them out. But I have never 100% had told everyone to vote one person out, and that's the truth.
Okay, cool. Payton. You were one person that, even though we were on the same team, we really kind of never worked together. Even when we had like those big Mayor meetings to meet up, you were still a person that was like extremely quiet. And at least to me, it just came across as if no matter like what was going on, even when you and Elliot were in the like bottom of getting eliminated, it was always, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? And I feel like you weren't fighting for your life a lot of the time in this game. I don't even know if that's gonna be a question. I might just end it there. And then, hi Casey. So I love you. I hope you know that. I'm not bitter about it. One thing I would like to really like compliment you is you never voted, like you were always in the majority of the vote. Everything that you voted for, like we're all here and you were part of the reason that we all voted, like are here. Sorry, I don't know how to speak right now. But if you could change, I guess, no, I don't really know actually. I think I'm good. Yeah, compliments to Casey. I yield.
Hello, guys. I would have told you guys, but I don't think you deserve to be sitting where you are. So I'm not going to say it. Each of you did something pretty major to me during the game, which I'm not bitter, but I kind of am bitter. So I'll start with you, Casey. I love working with you the entire game. We're close allies, we work well together, and I trusted you with your extra vote. Then, during my vote, you not only voted for me once, you you voted for me twice in the same tribal council, which ultimately sent me home. So, done with you. So, I'm going to move on to Kaden. Kaden, you're also close allies throughout the entire game. And the day that I got voted out, you said maybe, but you also gave me a firm no that you were not going to vote me out. And then you voted me out. So I don't have to say anything to you, but I'm going to ask you guys a question at the end. So, and there's Payton. Payton, I saved you during the one tribal council when you voted Danny out. And then the very next tribal, you voted me out as well. So all three of you, it's like I don't want to pick a winner of you guys, but I'm forced to, so. Alright, I have one question for you guys. I'm going to switch it up just to see where your guys' heads are at. So if you had to pick 5 people from the jury, because that's a majority, who do you think is going to get your vote? Or okay, if you were to pick 5 people from the jury, who do you think is going to vote for you, and give me a reason why? Any of you guys can start. Sure.
There's 2 ways I can think about this. I can think about the long term, as in you, Blake, Alyssa, and Kirsten, all of us being on the same team, probably wanting to vote the only person that was from our tribe to win. And then maybe Elliot or Gail. I mean, I didn't talk to Hannah a lot. I didn't talk to Gail a lot, but I did really like Gail. I never talked to Danny a lot. And then I started to talk to Elliot a bit. But those would be the 4 that I can think of that possibly, as in a biased answer, but if I were to give 5, I really don't know who at this moment.
Alright, well, I need 5 for sure.
These 5 for
That's
sure.
going to be a lot based on my vote. I didn't see what you
I feel that
obviously, if you don't say 5, then you obviously don't think you deserve to win. So I need 5.
I feel Blake for 1, Elliot maybe for 2, Kirsten for 3, you possibly for 4, and then maybe Hannah or Alyssa for 5.
I didn't write your name down, Aaron. I voted for Blake. But if I had to pick 5 people, I would pick the 5 people that I think I worked the most with, because like I have no idea who y'all are voting for. So I think I talked the most with, out of you all sitting here, you, Elliot, Danny, Hannah, and Gail.
I really wish I had more time to comment on your comments, so I'm sorry that you feel so strongly. But I hate this question. I guess, hopefully Alyssa, definitely probably not Kirsten, Danny, I hope, Hannah, I hope, Elliot, you? Maybe. Not after that speech, probably not. Blake, we have class together. And so all of them except Kirsten.
So you don't seem very confident, which I don't like. I want confident answers. And Kaden, going off your comment, you said you didn't write my name down, but you were orchestrated in the vote with Blake. It was either one of us two, so you still went against me. So just saying. So I think that's all I have to say. I yield.
I just need to give you a hug.
ready, y'all? Okay. Congrats to you all for being here at the final 3. You're in one of the seats that I definitely wanted to sit my happy ass in. So be proud of yourselves for making it this far. This game is all about perceptions. Kaden, your game is perceived as not playing the game until people brought information to you. Payton, your game is perceived as playing behind me. Kaden started playing when he voted out Aaron, in my opinion. Payton started playing when he voted out me, in my opinion. And Casey said that she started playing when she voted out Alyssa, but I believe she started playing when she voted out Danny. So, who played an advantage correctly? Casey. Who turned on their lines first? Casey. And who actually orchestrated a vote? Casey. So that's where my vote's going.
Thank you.
Oh my
to say, congrats. When I lost my biggest ally, I kind of knew that I was gone, and I just kind of want to weed my way through. I had specific questions for Kaden, probably the most. I kind of had a question. Why didn't you realize that me and Anna were playing a better game than you earlier, and you should have got us out way earlier?
I think that I definitely didn't know until that time where you two weren't talking to me, and that's when I started to realize that I don't have a group really. I just have people that tell me what to vote.
We did tell you what to vote like 7 straight weeks.
Because, I really didn't know what I was doing. I felt lost. That's when I started to feel lost. That's when, I really didn't have a team, and then that's when I decided to just play my own game, try to get Aaron out as fast as possible because he was one of the biggest threats, and then see if it was you or Casey in the very end, and it decided to be you.
Big question I kind of had with like the merge. At the merge night, it was kind of weird, like everyone else was talking, like trying to play a game, trying to get a social game, and I just remember seeing you in the corner, like so confused about this idol you didn't have, and I was just confused on your state on that.
I think that night, really, when that vote happened, I was confused. I thought it was going to happen very fast. I didn't know who all of Mayor was going to vote out when they just went into a big circle. And then people started coming over and saying stuff. And then once I heard that I had an idol, one, I got nervous of getting voted out. Two, it made me think somebody from us just said whatever they thought to the whole mayor, and it really put me in the slump of I don't know if I should talk to people or if I'm going to get voted out, and I was really reflecting on just if this is it or not.
Okay. Payton, I believe you played a subtly good game, and your speech was very good, and you said behind closed doors, and kind of showed me a little bit of more of how you played, and honestly gave me a second place. I kind of had more of a question for Casey, but yes, you did play a very good game, and I did respect it. Casey, you risked your social game at the most perfect time, both times, actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us, and it worked out perfectly. You risked your social game for strategy, and it was very respectful. I appreciated that, and not bitter, because that was a huge play, and I really respect it. I have no hard feelings, obviously. Did you worry about your jury play a little bit when you voted us out?
Yes. So immediately when I was planning on voting me out, that was when I was like, is it even going to benefit me to vote him out? Because I'm like, okay, he's going to be mad, and then not even give me the vote. So, especially with Aaron. Aaron was a big one, especially with that extra vote. So
I was a little confused when that, I guess, happened, but it was a great play, obviously. Really respect it. And yeah, like I said, it was, I think a lot of your votes caused chain reactions in the game, starting with Alyssa, obviously. And then once I got to Danny, chain reaction, and then happened there. I guess I didn't want to end, but I can still talk. Payton, I did want to ask, what was your big reasoning for voting out Elliot in the final 5? Was that what it was?
I couldn't beat him. And my play for the final 3 would have been a lot more difficult if I voted with you two versus voting with these two.
Sounds good. And I, again, congratulate all 3 of you. You guys did a heck of a job getting here. Like Elliot said, wish my happy ass was there. I yield.
Okay, friends. So, thank you, jury, for your questions. Thank you, finalists, for your answers. What we will do now to finish up is each of the 3 of you will get 1 minute to do a final plea with the jury. You can answer any unanswered questions, you can fill in any gaps, say whatever you think you need to improve your chances. Whenever you start.
Okay, I first would like to say, great question. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I didn't know what I had to do. I also just wanted to mention that I did try to play my hardest. I tried to play as strong as social game because that is my strongest quality that I do have. I can't outsmart a lot of people, and I can't, obviously, strength-wise, I can't stand on one like longer than most people. But I just wanted to say, new friends, and I hope you guys choose to be
That really made, I completely agree with what Blake and Blake said. I know I did play in the background. I know I did to be back on with people. But it got me to the end. It got me to where I'm at in the team. At points, yes, I wasn't playing, I was just going along with what everyone said, but at some points I was trying to develop my own plan, I was trying to work my own way, which then sometimes ended up with crossing everyone else's path, which didn't really seem like I was doing my own strategy. I was just following the pack and doing what everyone else was thinking, but I really did at the end try and work for myself rather than going with what everyone else was saying.
Okay, I think that I played the game before I was going to lay it out. I gave Elliot my title to save him, even though the votes were casted for him. And I think that similar to Kaden, and I played the back role because it helped me get here. I was in the minority when Casey was making all those moves because she was always in the majority of the game. I didn't have the power and the privilege to make the big moves because I didn't have the numbers with me. She always had the numbers, and she came to the minority to help get those votes. I couldn't do that because I didn't have that privilege in the game because I was always in the bottom. Aaron, I enjoyed having conversations with you, but I had no intention of actually working with you because you were too strong in the game, and I knew you would save me at trouble councils that I couldn't save myself. So thank you for saving me, but I know that you did it.
Okay, so we are going to vote as we normally would. The only people voting are our 8 jurors. You are voting for the winner. So not the person you want to vote out, the winner this time. Yes, make sure. You're voting for one person. After all the votes are cast, we will be revealing who won next Sunday. We will not be revealing it tonight. And we will be sealing the box. So even production will not know who wins until next week.
All right, well, I have been having this internal debate about who to vote for because honestly, I was like, I kind of want to be a bitch and vote Casey off, but the only other person I would vote for would be Kaden. But honestly, all of his answers really turned me off today. I wish I could vote for him. Payton, I don't know, didn't really stand out too much to me. And Elliot's speech actually convinced me to vote for Casey. I think he nailed everything. I think she did make the most riskiest decisions. And I'm not voting for her, she's my best friend, but I am salty that she did vote me off first, but I think she does deserve to win.
So I just want to say thank you so much. I don't know if this will be in there, but I have had a blast with all of you. And this vote is for the person that I feel played the best game when I wasn't in any of the Final Threes games at all. So with that being said, again, I love you all and you guys deserve to be there, but this is who I'm voting for. Congratulations, and thank you for a great semester. So I'm really trying to be objective. But the thing is, I'm a sucker for a bucket hat. And I just really think he outwitted us all.
For the last time, I will go count the votes, and I will see you all at the reunion. Welcome to the season finale and the reunion of Ballvivor Season 2. Very exciting. All the wonderful players in front of you have been working toward this since September to find out who will be the last sole survivor of their season. Are we ready? Okay. I'm not going to make them wait any longer. I'm ready to find out who it is too. So, this is for all the marbles, the win. I'll go count the votes. No, just kidding. Already done that. Okay. First vote. Kaden. Second vote. Casey. Payton. We're all tied up. One Casey, one Kaden, and one Payton. Casey. It's 2 votes Casey. Casey. Are you good? Casey. That is 4 votes Casey, 1 vote Payton, 1 vote Kaden, 2 votes left. Casey. Winner of Ballvivor Season 2